Here's one of our favorite clips from Neighborly Discourse with Billy and Steve.
Jeff's mom is a far right person.
Yeah.
Far right. Like, will not tolerate anything other than Fox News on rotation 24 hours a day. And she follows Mike Huckabee.
Yeah.
And she sent him an email, and that's what I was looking for before the start of the show, and I can't find it. She sent him a email saying, "Hey, I love your show, but I have a problem with you using the word elitist because to describe the far left.
Yeah.
Because they're not elitists, and we're propping them up by using that word." To which Mike Huckabee actually replied, and he was so witty. It was a long explanation.
Yeah.
It was funny, and I can't find it right now. But I never thought about that. So because I don't have the email, I'm not going to talk about his humor, right? I want to talk about the word elitist. Mm-hmm. Because in his response, he actually showed multiple dictionaries and their definitions for elitists and, which one actually applies. So how many people so two questions. One, when we say elitist and the elitists hear us say it, do you think that they're like, wow, that's right, you got it right.
No,
I am an elitist. And because the definition of elitist could mean, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And then two, when the average Joe hears us say elitist, like Jeff's mom, do you think they're thinking that we think that they're cream of the crop?
It sounds like it, yeah. But I think we do an okay job of explaining elite. Like I imagine it as being something-ist means you're that thing. So you're an elitist, this means you're
elite.
But that to me doesn't make sense. Like you are an elite this, you're an elite that, you're an elite athlete, you're an elite actor. But when I hear elitist, it means you think you're better than me. Like you think because you are who you are, you can make the rules and then apply to you.
And in the definitions, like somewhere down the line, 4 or 5, in these different dictionaries, that comes up, that pops up. But in the first couple of definitions, it's always being the best at.
Like if you're a philosopher, I wouldn't say you're an elitist. I would say you're an elite philosopher. Like I would put your title after the word elite. Because I don't see, maybe again, but if she's hearing it different, like, oh, he's an elitist, as in he's better, like, I don't think that's ever been used that way.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
So is it like a noun versus a verb?
Possibly.
So I understand what you're saying. Man, I wish I had the email because I don't remember, did he define the word elite or elitist? I can't remember now. But all I know is that in his definition, you saw both types, right? Being the best at something or being quote unquote a snob, right?
Yeah.
You saw both of those.
I'm trying to think of a better, like we've talked about it before where you say something, it means this, but it can mean something else. I'm trying to think of something like that, a word to use, but I can't think of one. Like I cannot think of something like when I hear elitist, it is only a negative thing.
Right.
It's not to prop somebody up.
It never comes across in your mind when you hear elitist. It never crosses your mind.
I don't ever think I've seen the definition where it says someone who is elite at something is an elitist. I don't think that could be real.
So I cannot find it. So I'm not even going to try to take time away from it. But I just want to make sure.
Now, like I'm an elitist author means you write books talking down to people. Not that you are a great author. You would be an elite author.
Right.
So
just to be clear, if there was any doubt to our listeners, just to be clear,
it's a negative connotation.
It's a negative connotation when we say elitist. There's nothing positive about being an elitist. And again, we believe that there are elitists on both sides of the aisle.
I mean, everybody in one way, shape, or form is an elitist at something. But I think it's just how. Well, I don't know. Could you be an elitist if you you said, if you tell them they're an elitist, do they understand that? They probably think no. I know better than you because of the I'm world traveled, so I know better than you, like an actor who travels the world filming movies. Like you said, well, you're an elitist. You think you're better than me. No, I'm not better than you. I've just done more with my life, so I know more than you, so I can tell you what to do. Like, do they know that's a whole thing to say to somebody?
See, I think it's in application because you said, I can tell you what to do, right? And I think that's the defining. It's one thing if like, okay, I might know more than you. But if I think because I know more than you, that should give me power over you.
Yeah.
That's where...
I wouldn't even say power. I would just say like
authority.
I'm kind of like I'm just telling you what it is, and you're wrong.
So hold on. So let's look at it because I think people can hear me and say I'm an elitist when it comes to religion.
Oh yeah,
right?
1,000%. It's not even close. I was actually trying to shy away from that because you're the greatest example.
Well, listen, I have no problem. Look,
And
You
you
should
should
know.
you should have a problem though.
Well, I do. See, that's what I'm gonna say. Remember,
What's
we're
the term
talking about
messenger? Like the not shoot the messenger. Like how you communicate your message.
See, here's the thing. I think that if we were having a conversation, okay, for example, when I was talking to Amy,
Yeah.
I spoke to Amy from a place of authority, right? In terms of authority of the subject matter,
Yes.
right? And
You have elite knowledge.
Right.
You were not you didn't have an elitist mentality.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter to me if she believed. Is that believe
That's
the right word?
elitist.
What
It
do you
should matter to you if she didn't believe you.
It should if
Yeah.
I was elitist.
No, okay, finish. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure I say the right word. Like,
Yeah.
my goal wasn't to change her mind.
Yes.
She asked me questions, and so I gave her answers. And now, once she has the answer, it's up to her what she does with it.
Yes.
Okay, so
That to me is a normal thought.
that's normal, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is that, but when we're in here, and you ask a question or something like that happens, and I
Yeah.
give you a response, it's in this environment where it becomes combative. And I don't mean that in a
Yeah.
negative way. I'm just saying that it becomes a discussion where it could come across as me being elitist. And it's like, because I have confidence in what I'm saying, I don't want it to come across as I'm elitist. I just want to
All
be
right,
like,
here's
this is
the-
my expertise in this field, so I'm
Yeah.
going to speak about it from that perspective.
Yeah, and it's that all to me is an elite mindset. You're like so you have the information. It's the dismissal of, well, if you don't get it, that's on you.
Dismissal of anything contrary.
Yeah, like because you 100% dismiss it, and then you say, because it's in the last episode recorded when I said about my the more we talk, the less I believe. Your response was,
Go ahead.
well, that's on you.
Right.
So
but-
your complete dismissal of the thought because, well, that's on you. Like
No, well, hold on.
that's to me is an elitist thought.
Dismissing, hold on, remember, hold on. It goes back to my job is not to convince you of my position.
Yeah.
So if I say something and in your mind it's like, well, you just said something that makes me believe even less,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do with that?
Which is not an elitist response.
Right, but you just said
It's well, that's on you. Like you not knowing it, like that's a you problem. Like to me, again, my opinion, it's like, well, I gave you the information, you're not gonna get it. Like screw you.
no, it's not that you're not going to get it. It's that whatever, like,
And again, I think this isn't a good example because we're talking in a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Like so when you give your responses and I respond back, like I don't take it as you being an elitist. You're answering my questions. It's and I'm trying to think of one that is not elitist.
Can I give you an example? Like
yeah.
once Jeff was trying to explain to me something to do with timeline.
Yeah.
It's metaphysical. I truly don't understand it, but he was trying to explain it to me, and I couldn't get it. It was just way over my head,
yeah.
you know? So what is he supposed to do with that? I mean, it's like, okay, I gave you my best stab at it,
Yeah.
you know, and you don't get it. So
All right,
let's move on with the conversation.
What could be seen as an elitist mentality is I tell you, listen, Steve, you got to figure out a way to talk condenser, get more efficient, do right for here. Like, this is how I am. I'm long-winded. They've got to get it, or it's not up to me to figure. That's up to them. Like, I'm not changing for it. Like, that's an elitist thought.
No,
you have to try.
No, I got that.
It's the delivery is what it is, the perception. If you put forth the effort, listen, I'm trying, you know, it's just how you word it. If it's like, well, listen, it's on them. No, dude, that's an a-hole thing to say.
But I agree. I agree on that 100%.
That's the example I'm trying to think of. But when you say, listen, I've said all these other things, I don't know what to tell you. To me, that's not elitism. You did your best to convey the information. I tried this. Humble. If you're humble in your response, I say would take away the elitism.